clearly feeling a lot better. So we're doing these daily Millionaire news videos. Late my time, it's about 11, I think, my time. So I'm going to do this video, jump in the shower, go to bed. But I thought I would, give you something to listen to in the morning, maybe when you're having a cup of coffee. So first off, we got to talk about this virus, this Wuhan virus. It is clearly going to have an impact on China's economy. That goes without question. They have entire cities shut down. Every day there's another Fortune 500 company telling its employees to work from home and all of those things. So clearly this is going to impact China's economy. It's going to slow probably somewhere between 1% to 2.5%, 3%. There's a couple of questions. Is it going to be a one-quarter blip? And we won't know that until we kind of get what's going on. I think, Lewis, that's a great thing we have to figure out. It's really shut down. And actually, I'm in Taiwan. And if you watch this channel, when I got here, I'm like, hey, not a lot of masks going around. It's been a week now. They're everywhere. So clearly, people are freaking out. The hottest topic on local news, and again, I'm being told this because I don't speak Chinese or Mandarin, is whether or not Taiwan should ship masks to China to help because they're running out and their people need them. So it's really seems like it's getting pretty scary over there. So again, I don't think there's any question that China's economy takes a hit. Now, we as investors, right, typically in North America, we need to start asking ourselves some question. What should we be concerned about? Well, first and foremost, it's very clear that there is going to be some companies that can't deliver as expected, right? It's called force majeure, right? If you don't have people on your assembly lines and they're no longer working there are going to be some commitments that have been made and contracts done that are going to be broken. So there are going to be some of these things that happen. But I don't think any of that has long-term effects. What I am watching for is twofold. Is there ever a second country where the virus takes off, right? I may be wrong on my numbers, but so far no country has more than 10 cases, right? I think Hong Kong may have 15. So maybe that's one exception. But like Taiwan is 8, Australia is 4, India just got their first one. US, I think, was at 6 or 7 last time I checked. So until this virus starts to morph in another location outside of China, I'm not going to be too concerned. But if it does, like let's say, for example, it explodes in Australia out of nowhere, I'm just picking a country. I'm not picking on anyone. That will be concerning. That will be, without a doubt, the World Health Organization will call that a pandemic. Right now, I think World Health Organization is hesitant to call it a pandemic because it is constrained within the walls, the borders of China. So I think they're looking either for it to expand out or death tolls, fatalities linked to the virus to skyrocket. Right now, depending on the article you read, there's somewhere between 2 and 3%. So tragic, don't get me wrong. Any loss of life is horrible. But that's not much higher than a bad case of the flu that we have back home. So let's not act like we don't have these back home. So we have to watch this. It's true. I think there's going to be a lot of choppy trading. I just saw an oil executive come out and say, hey, we got to watch this because I've seen videos. China's essentially shut down, right? There's nothing going on, right? And if people aren't driving, people aren't flying, there's a lot less consumption. We got to remember the economy is built on currency, right? And cash is trash, but currency is used to keep the system moving. And right now the system is stopped. And now the question is, could that system being stopped, say for a month, is that a Lehman type moment? Now, if you weren't around for Lehman, you need to go back and look at the history books because we were in a financial collapse or downturn until Lehman went, right, just out of the blue or seemingly out of the blue. A few people saw it coming. And suddenly the world was different. As soon as you saw the TV and CNBC with people walking out with their boxes, just saying nasty things, we knew the world was different. That was a very scary time. So my question for us to watch is, does the virus expand outside of China? Does fatalities go up? And does China stay sluggish long enough to cause the rest of the world to go into a recession? It's big enough to have that happen. The question I have is, all these cities that are literally shut down, how long do you do that for? Is it a week? Is it 10 days? Because at some point, people don't have stuff to eat, right? They don't have, they don't have water. So it's going to get kind of Armageddon-y over there pretty quick if we're not careful. And we should send our best wishes and care packages if we can. It's certainly none of their faults for what is going on there. So I'm definitely watching it because I don't see it. I haven't seen anything to make me think it's outside of China yet. There's these onesie twosie cases everywhere, which are tragic again, but I don't think it's spreading as much as it could. So that's interesting. But again, one case could cause a 6,000 person cruise ship to be quarantined. Think about that nightmare, right? I don't know if you heard about this, but there's an Italian cruise. I don't know where they're going, but they're not going anywhere now. That 2 people were found to have the virus on board. Now the entire cruise ship is quarantined. How's that going to go? That's going to suck. Oh my God, that's going to be terrible. And I think that's going to just happen more and more frequently. And we need to be ready for it. So it's going to be interesting. Also, it looks like Russia just shut down its border with China, which is a big deal. So again, we're on the cusp of something. I don't think the World Health Organization calls it a pandemic just yet, until it gets to another country en masse in escalation or fatalities increase. But the stock market's going to be up for a topsy-turvy couple of weeks, I think, because it's going to be scary. And as I talk about all the time, what am I tracking? I'm tracking consumers. Consumers are greedy or afraid. And every article that comes about cruise ships being docked and airplane reservations being canceled and work from home, all that stuff that happens, it's going to scare people. And again, I'm in Taiwan and I landed here a week ago and I told you on this channel, wow, I'm surprised, not a lot of masks. Now today, people are scrambling. Everybody has a mask. So this is definitely percolating. So definitely have to watch out for that. Next up is Brexit. Brexit, I think, goes, what day is it? So for me, it's the late on the 30th. It's early for you on the 30th. So another day on the 31st finally goes into effect. Looks like the Bank of England decided not to cut rates. It's kind of a no-brainer. They want to get Brexit happening and then have that in their bag if they need to lower rates. So not a big shock. I fully expect they'll be lowering rates probably in the next 3 or 4 months just to cushion the economy. I haven't read a positive article about England's economy in months because of this. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, 52% of the population voted for this to happen 3 years ago, and now they're leaving the EU. So good for them. They're getting what they want, and it's going to be interesting to watch. I have no horse in the race. I don't know any of the details other than what I've read about their having a slow couple of quarters of growth as they work their way through Brexit. Next up, looks like our fourth quarter growth came in at 2.3%, full year at 2.1. 2% growth for our economy, lower than some people would have wanted, but nowhere close to what we saw a decade ago. So that's good. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm glad you liked the book, Josh. Leave an Amazon review. Help a brother out. So again, growth is good. Could be better, could be worse. I don't see us again slowing down. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. I think we're going to be okay heading into Q1. In fact, I think our Q1 will be bigger than our Q4. I can feel the economy turning a little quicker. This little virus thing, if it starts jumping countries, which it hasn't yet, could slow us down. But I think Q1 is going to be good. I think this thing is going to boil down or calm down. It looks like China has really put the clamps on the borders, and we'll hopefully get through this. So again, those are the things I'm tracking. Again, we're a consumer-based economy. What are consumers? They're either afraid or they're greedy. Right now in America, for the most part, we are having a good old time buying Teslas and Apple products, and we're going bonkers and nuts. I can tell you in Asia, just in the week I've been here, people are getting a little skittish. And you could see it just in the news channel is different. You could tell in people outside. We just got back from a night market, which last time we were here was bonkers and crazy. Today, like half crazy. So definitely some stuff going on over here, and we should pay attention to it because we are not immune to the spillover effect. So that's what I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed this daily Millionaire News. Have fun. Have a great day. Take care.